How many grams of calcium chloride are produced if 100 grams of calcium carbonate react with 500 mils of 5 molar HCl? So you have to understand that this is going to be a limiting reagent question, right? Because we're given different amounts of each of the reagents. And so this tells us right here that for every 1 mole of calcium carbonate, you need 2 moles of HCl if you want them to react entirely. If you had 1 mole of calcium carbonate but 4 moles of HCl, then all 1 moles of this calcium carbonate will react, but still only 2 of the HCl moles will react, and then the rest of the 2 will just be in excess and not react. And this also tells us that for every 1 mole of calcium carbonate that reacts, 1 mole of calcium chloride is formed. So let's start and determine which one is our limiting reagent. So we have 100 grams of calcium carbonate, and I'm going to determine the molar mass of this first. So calcium is generally around 40, carbon is about 12 grams per mole, and oxygen is 16, but there's 3 of them, so you have 48 grams per mole. And if you add 40 plus 12 plus 48, you get about 100 grams per mole. So I'm going to divide this so that we cancel out grams and get moles of calcium carbonate. So we're going to cross this out, and look, we just get 1 mole of calcium carbonate. Now let's determine how many moles of HCl we have. So we have 5 molar, right, which is 5 moles over 1 liter. In 500 milliliters, if you divide by 1,000, it will give you your liters, okay? So 0.5 liters. So we're going to multiply 0.5 liter, and then we cross this out, and we get 2.5 moles of HCl. So we have 1 mole calcium carbonate and 2.5 moles of HCl. But let's see if this is going to be limiting or if this is limiting. So for 2.5 moles of HCl, how many calcium carbonate is needed to react entirely, right? Remember, the ratio is 2 HCl for every 1 calcium carbonate. So I'm going to put 2 HCl, like 2 moles HCl, for every 1 mole of calcium carbonate. And when you cross this out, you get 2.5 over 2, which is about 1.25 moles of calcium carbonate. So on one hand, you have 1 mole, and the other, you have 1.25 mole of calcium carbonate. That means that this is going to be the limiting reagent, okay? So whatever HCl is there, some of it will react, but then the rest will be excess. Because remember, 1 mole, you need 2 moles of HCl for it to react entirely, but since there's an extra 0.5, some of that is just going to not react. So now, once again, right, we determined that 1 mole of calcium carbonate forms 1 mole of calcium chloride. So I'm going to go right here and say that 1 mole of calcium carbonate equals 1 mole of calcium chloride. We can cross this out. And now we just want to find out how many grams 1 mole of this is, right? So calcium, as we determined, is 40 grams per mole. And then chlorine is 35, but there's 2 of them, so 35 times 2 gives us 70. And then the total is going to be 40 plus 70, which is 110 grams per mole. This time I'm going to multiply because I want to get rid of moles. So 110 grams divided by 1 mole of CaCl2, and you cross this out, you end up with 110 grams. So that's just going to be answer choice C.